My son is really struggling at the moment in life. He's 21. He's struggling with work and other things. And what I thought was, he's struggling like I have struggled. It's like you're struggling in your mind. So what I'm going to say to him this morning is that he needs to start opening up to his boss about what's going on. As in, so that his boss understands him better. Because I know the way that he speaks, and he comes across very aloof and like he doesn't care or give a shit, when in fact he deeply gives a shit, and that's why his mind is so hard on him to be perfect, and then that causes issues. So he's so dedicated, yet what it looks like on the outside is that he doesn't give a fuck. And yet, if he explained what's going on for him, or what he meant, or what he should have said, or what he meant to have said, then on the outside, it looks very different to a person. So what I mean by that, then I thought about how that's what I started to do, because I was very angry and I was exploding a lot, and then I'd have to apologise to my partner and to my family, which was embarrassing and shameful, and felt shameful. It took me back to shame, experiences in my life where I felt shame. And so I had to apologise to people who I hurt by snapping at them and verbally abusing them, saying nasty things that I really didn't mean, but that just came out in the heat of the moment. And mostly it came out because I didn't know how to explain how I was feeling, and I wasn't not able to speak. As in, I know now that my throat chakra was blocked. And, I was a people pleaser. So I didn't want to speak my truth because I didn't want to hurt people's feelings, but I also found it embarrassing to say. So, but I noticed that when I do the chakra healings or balancing your chakra, the meditations, I noticed that after doing them, so like if I haven't done one for a while, I used to do them every night, and I was so happy. And I know now why I was happy, because I had done so many and I was consistent, and my mind and my soul were connected, and actually my body was as well. They were all in unison with one another. They weren't fighting one another. There wasn't conflict. So it was like, I'll give you an example. In a relationship with someone who you love, right? Your heart, your soul loves them. The essence of you, the true essence, the energy of you loves them dearly, right? But our mind and our ego might have the shits with them about something. So then you don't at that moment in time, quite often you don't feel love. You might even feel hate. So there's this conflict between the two, the heart and the mind. And then the body might start responding to the mind. So the body might, it might even physically attack or start to throw things or run away, fight or flight, which is exactly what I do. So the three things are in huge conflict. And then there's other factors that come into play. Like, for example, my mind might be thinking, you're an arsehole. But it also might be thinking, but I'm overreacting here and I really just should say I'm sorry and give him a hug. And because I love him but I'm vulnerable and I find it hard to be vulnerable, to show my vulnerability, because we don't want to be hurt, do we? Because it's like the mind says, yeah, but if you go and give him a hug and apologise, he might say, apology unaccepted. Or he might say, it's not good enough. So then our mind says, or your mind might say, oh, well, fuck that. I'm not going to show my vulnerability. I'm going to protect myself and I'm going to be strong. And so, you go between the feminine and masculine energies and you go back into authority figure. So anyway, what I'm getting at here is that this is what the meditations do for me, the guided meditations, and they talk about your energy centers, and the energy centers are the chakras, right? So that's our true essence. Before we are made into physical form, we are a spirit, a soul, an energy. And then these energies are placed into a physical body with a physical mind, an analytical mind that thinks and solves problems and protects us. And that mind tells the body what to do. But at the true essence of it, we are soul, we're spirit, we are energy. So balancing the chakras, then, and meditating helps to calm my mind and and for my chakras to be just right, operating at maximum capacity, I guess you'd say. And so I'll give you an example. What I find is when I find it difficult to speak up for myself and say my truth and say that is really annoying me, that is really upsetting me, or when you do this really pisses me off. I find that really difficult to speak like that. But I've practiced it with my partner and I'm getting better at doing that with him. But not so with my stepdaughter, because that's a different relationship. So But when I do the chakra meditations, I find that I'm able to speak my truth more clearly, more easily. Like, often what happens is I go to speak and what comes out is not what I was expecting. But it's in a positive way. It's a good thing, like, 'cause it's true. And I'll just say it, and then my mind goes, where did that come from? It's like it's not coming from my mind, it's coming from my heart. And even though it might upset her, or it might piss her off, or she might think I'm a bitch, my mind hasn't gotten involved. So I haven't had time to think that. But at the end of the day, if she thinks that, then that's okay. Whatever she thinks is okay. And really whatever she thinks is none of my business. Because I've also done the meditation on which has affected my solar plexus and my sacral chakra, which is, my self-esteem, my confidence, it's on my heart chakra, so it's about loving myself as well as loving others. So I'm balanced, so that means that, yes, I love my stepdaughter and care about her, but I also love and care about myself now. So that gives me the power, I guess, to speak up for myself. So that's what I wanted to say. I wanted to explain what's going on. And when I disappear for a while, it's because I'm struggling. And with the intense energies on the planet at the moment, they are impacting me big time. We've just been through 2 major eclipses, I think a solar one and a lunar one within a week. And in the middle of that week, there were I think it was 5 major planets in alignment, in perfect alignment, which hasn't happened for thousands of years. So there's all of this energy that is new to us. It's unfamiliar. And so I'm finding I've got to work really hard on raising my vibration every day, raising my energy, quietening my mind so that it doesn't take over, so that I feel happy and content. And no amount of thinking in my mind can resolve that, can solve that problem. And often what I find is when I quieten my mind, the truth, the best answers, the right answers, they come from within. Because another thing with the chakras is, is the third eye. It taps into my intuition. So then the right answers come out for me. And there's an understanding. I get what I'm about. I get what my life is. I get what my purpose is. I mean, I don't fully see what am I supposed to do, but I know how to take the next step at least.